All right, given two graphs G and H, an isomorphism between them is a bijection between the vertices with the property that whenever U and W is an edge in G, then f of U and f of W is an edge in H. So for example, consider these two graphs. Then you can define a function from the vertex set of the first graph to the second set by sending A to A prime, B to C prime, C to B prime, and D to D prime. And you do see that under this map, the edge from AB gets sent to A prime, C prime. The edge from B to C gets sent from B prime to C prime. The edge from C to D gets sent to B prime, D prime. And finally, the edge from D to A gets sent to D prime, A prime. And so you see this really does preserve all the edge relationships. And the reason why we like isomorphisms is because oftentimes we're interested in graphs up to isomorphism. In other words, we don't care if the graph originated as representing people at a party and friendship, or integers and divisibility. What we're interested in is the structure of the graph itself. Much like in converting certain problems into doing arithmetic, if you're doing addition, you don't care if it's apples you're adding or orangutans. You're just adding numbers. So most properties we study in this course are going to be equivalent up to isomorphism, which means if both graphs are isomorphic, then they have the same properties. As a test case, I will point out that if two graphs are isomorphic, then they have the same number of vertices of a given degree and the same number of edges. And so this can be used to prove that two graphs are not isomorphic. For instance, this bow tie graph has a vertex of degree 4, but this envelope graph does not have any vertices of degree 4. On the other hand, it has two vertices of degree 3, whereas the original graph does not. So I claim these properties are true. I ought to be able to prove it. So to prove that the number of vertices of degree I are the same between isomorphic graphs, let me first prove this lemma, that given an isomorphism F and a vertex U and G, the degree of U and G is the same as the degree of F of U and H. So let's do that proof. The degree of U is the number of vertices that are adjacent to U. Remember that UV is an edge in G if and only if F of U, F of V is an edge in H. And so that tells us that this is going to be the same number. So the number of vertices adjacent to U is the number of vertices F of V, where F of V is adjacent to F of U. Since F is a bijection on vertices, also known as a surjection, we can see that we can get rid of the notion of F of V by replacing F of V with W. So look at the set of all W that are adjacent F of U. And that's because for any such W, there's a unique V such that F of V equals W. So we can see that these two sets have to have the same size. This last set, its size is the degree of F of U and H. All right, so how do we know that the number of vertices of degree I are the same in both graphs? Well, if you look at the set of vertices of degree I in the graph G, based on this lemma, that's the set of vertices in G such that the degree of F of V and H is I. But again, we can replace F of V with W and see that these two have to agree. And again, it's the same reason as before. For any W and H, there's a unique V such that F of V is equal to W. So these two sets have to be in bijection as well. So that proves this first claim. The second claim can be proven from this fact. What you do is you just have to define a function from the edges of G to the edges of H by sending UV to F of U, F of V. So you know, because of the fact that you have isomorphism, you're guaranteed that this function actually does send edges to edges. takes a little more work to show that this function's also bijection, but once you do that, you then know that these two graphs, or these two edge sets, have to have the same size.